This place got a new face, killing Joe's face. Got a Joe thing, chilling in a new fade. Blue space in a new place, what did he say? He done tic-tac, feeling like a true play. Step back and I never say no. I was winning over there, now I'm spinning out of flow. Got a feeling in the air, but I'm feeling kinda low. Got a ceiling over here, and I think it's gonna blow. Hey, this place got a new face, killing Joe's face.
We everybody, what you watching? I don't know what you watching, but I was watching the things going on up in Canada. It's heating up. That's why I'm bringing you this broadcast. I'm bouncing a message from the truckers. If you don't know what the situation is, the truckers are in Canada. Canadian truckers. What is it? Ottawa, if I'm not mistaken, is protesting the mandates that's being put on them by the government. I'm Aquarian OG, and we're going to get right into this. They actually requested that this message be bounced, so I'm relaying the message, getting y'all out there and informed, and whoever see this, pass it on some more. All right, let's giddy up. If you're not if you're not subbed, I'm in streamer mode. If you're not subbed, get them subs up. Yo, we had a great weekend. It's probably one of my most productive sub weekends. So I want to thank y'all. I'm feeling good. All right, let's get into this. Away we go. Where's my click? And click.
It is time that we stop and we declare this pandemic emergency over. And the truckers of Canada had a gut feeling and some really good common sense that this has to come to an end. And the problem is that by coming to the population needed to understand that they are backed by solid science. And that is where people like myself, Dr. Hodkinson, Dr. Poness, etc. have come forward, because we know 100% of the science is behind the trucker. The Canadian trucker is backed by solid science, not the government positions. That these vaccine mandates have no scientific or medical basis and must be stopped now.
The mandates must be lifted tomorrow. The carnage that's going on out there with our children is indescribable. As Dr. Alexander stated, the evidence medically is overwhelming. I'm not going to list it at this moment. All I am saying is that there's a degree of exasperation that the world must understand listening to this. Canada has been put forward as the epicenter of a major change in how things are run. It's going to transform the usual institutions of politics, of medicine, of law, and the media in ways that we cannot predict. But major changes are coming. And not only that, but we are being watched. We are seeing democracy challenged. And the Chinese are watching us. Make no mistake, this is a moment in history where there's a tremendous amount on the table. Not just vaccination schedules, but the very existence that we want our children to inherit. With that said, I would like to pass over to my friend here, Jeff, as to what's happening on the ground tonight here in Ottawa. Thank you.
Thank you. I know that the mainstream, the legacy media has been putting out all sorts of information, states of emergency, riotous activity, unruly, unlawful gatherings of people in this city.
Legacy media. I was trying to stop that was my bad on there. I was trying to stop the video, but the cursor was over here. So, yeah, I make mistakes too. Yeah, legacy media. Dude, think about that term. Legacy media. Think about what's going on. And think about that term he used. Legacy media. That's a heavy hitter right there. Damn. All right, let me get this going.
Right now. If you are attuned to that, it may bring anxiety, it may bring stress, it may heighten fear or concern for loved ones that maybe you know are here supporting this. But we assure you, this entire organization It's not just a movement. It is an organization of dedicated, focused individuals who are standing unwavering. There are no ruffled feathers in this room or amongst this team. We have worked with local law authority and government to keep this exactly what we have intended it to be. It is a peaceful demonstration. We have complied by opening up access roads on every road that we have accessed or parked on with trucks and support vehicles. That was done to ensure that EMS would be able to respond to the concerns and the safety of the citizens of Ottawa, and also the safety and any concerns of the people who are here supporting this movement. We have worked repeatedly with law enforcement agencies to try to bring humane conditions to the people that are peacefully demonstrating. Washroom facilities, maintenance of those washroom facilities, and we have yet to get a solidified response to bring those deserved conditions to this peaceful demonstration. We are currently going to see legacy media streaming images of the police making arrests. They're currently treating this now with catchphrases, occupation, terrorism, and all sorts of very low-level commentary to try to sway people's opinion. They're currently out in the streets of Ottawa, and they are arresting people on charges of mischief for transporting fuel in proper containers in order to supply the people here for a peaceful demonstration to allow their vehicles to stay warm. If you've been following the media, the real media, the one you're watching right now, these are families. They have children with them. They have no intention of reacting negatively to anything that is going on. This is peace, it is love, and it is absolute unity. Absolute unity. There is nothing wrong with that. It is our right. So it brings all levels of consideration, which I'm not going to expand on right now because that is not the purpose. My intention is to assure those supporters, the truckers, the community of Ottawa, and all other citizens that are involving themselves with helping pass this message that we must keep the foundation solid. We must not waver with the falsehoods that are being put upon us right now. It is going to be an anxious experience. It is going to be tense if you are out in the street right now trying to aid your fellow man, woman, or family to keep them comfortable and fulfill their needs while we continue to demonstrate until we're acknowledged. But it is essential that we keep the same message. It is peaceful. It is unified. We will not have shows of violence at all towards law enforcement, and we must understand they are doing their job. They are doing their duty to protect the citizens. Though we may not agree with the actions that are being taken, we will not resist. We will not become violent. We will not act out. And my advice to those who are sitting in their trucks continuing to support what we know is right, we are here for you. We have a legal team. If you are charged or arrested for any reason, my best advice at this point is to be calm, with zero comment, to comply with the instruction given to you with the officer that is engaging you. If they ask you to put your hands behind your back, simply do so. No gestures, no comments, no nods. Simply follow that instruction and be peaceful about it. I personally, if confronted with this, will take the advice of the kindergarten teacher of my 5-year-old son that I miss so much and want to be with. And I will crisscross applesauce and I will sit down and I will not move on the street. And I would suggest you consider that as a very effective way, to approach a situation that has clearly spun out of control through leadership that has tried at every single corner to disarm the voice of patriotism, unification, democracy, and freedom. That's all I have to say at this point, but we are with you. Please be calm. We will endure. We will not leave. I would like to pass it over to Tom.
Good evening. Thank you to all of you who've tuned in. I just want to say shortly that I just returned from Coventry. Coventry, for those of you who don't know, is one of our major locations that we have a lot of families, a lot of trucks, we have a lot of supplies. We have extremely high morale. Approximately 2 hours ago, Ottawa police have showed up in a very aggressive show of force. There was probably over 100 police officers in tactical gear with snipers on the roof. And I'm very pleased to report that all of our truckers, all of our families kept their composure. It was extremely peaceful. They came in, they took the fuel, which was their intent. Their intent was to come in, confiscate the fuel that we have, that was donated or purchased to be distributed for the trucks. However, I'm pleased to say that that has no impact on our ability to continue operations whatsoever. It was absolutely inconsequential, and I would offer that I believe it was a very critical mistake on their part. It had no impact on our operations, but it certainly raised morale within the occupants, or excuse me, the people that are at Coventry. And I'm not going to take a bow, but I'm very, very proud of the way our truckers conducted themselves peacefully. There were 2 arrests for 2 people that failed to provide identification when asked by an officer, so they were arrested. And if that's the worst that can happen tonight, I'm very happy with that. In fact, I'm very proud of the way all of our people conducted themselves. And so we have a lot of support. So for you tuning in at home, just know that so what, they took a little bit of fuel that we're going to replace. It has no impact on what we're doing. It's inconsequential what they've done. It was a drastic show of force. Tomorrow, I will be making a public statement to outline what we believe to be a very measured, reasonable way forward. We believe it to be responsible. We believe it to be safe. And we would like to make that statement tomorrow to try to get interested parties to a negotiating table. So please tune in to that tomorrow. We'll provide some more details. And I'd like to say something for everybody's understanding. This is not a police solution. There is no policing resolution to this. This is a political solution.
Exactly.
The Chief of Ottawa Police cannot give us what we want. The Prime Minister of Canada, he has the power to do that. His cabinet has the power to do that. The Government of Canada has the power to end this. They need to sit down and talk with us. Tomorrow I will make a public statement on how we believe we can come together and make that happen. Thank you.
If I could add one more thing to the viewers that are tuning in on whatever live feed you're watching from now, please take the time to share this message to everybody in your network.
I believe that we should be letting Joseph talk for a moment. He's got
Something that
to add.
all Canadians and all politicians have to be aware of. This is the nation's capital. Ottawa is not just a city in Canada. This is the nation's capital. And as citizens of the country, we've been working for 2 years to get the truth out to the Canadian people. And it took the truckers to create a platform that's allowing these doctors, these brave and doctors that are speaking truth about the truth in science, we can Canadians owe a deep debt of gratitude to all the truckers. So to the degree that you can support the truckers, please find a way to donate to the truckers. But never forget here, this Ottawa, to the citizens of Ottawa, you are in the nation's capital. There is no disrespect to you, the citizens of Ottawa. But please remember, you live in the nation's capital. And as Canadians, I'm from Saskatchewan, I have a right to be here. I pay taxes in this country, and our government is violating the law. They have been for 2 years now. And so we have a right to make our voices heard. So never forget that. This is Canada. This is the nation's capital. So Canadians, stand up with us. Stand up for your God-given rights and freedom.
For everybody.
Okay, there's that part. And then I found this part, which is why I'm bringing you this, because I was going to do something else, but this started to heat up, so I'm like, ooh, let me get this out there. Let me get the other screen up. Yo, so with this being as political as it is, I wonder how many of those officers that they're sending out there actually want to be doing it. I wonder how many of those officers are actually on the truckers' side. You know what I mean? Because they're under the same type of duress as far as like the whole mandates and all that stuff and being Canadians. I mean, we got the same thing in America, but I mean, we got Biden. We got sliding Biden down here. So let me hit y'all with this. All right, this is ready. All right, so this came out a couple minutes after I found the last video we just watched. I'm put the marker there so you could just go to, so you could do your thing. Check this out. I mean, they put a little bit of cut scenes in here, but bear with me. The parts that's real is serious.
Oh, it's another one of these middle of the night videos, but my phone is exploding with people trying to send me info and they want me to get out. So you need to pay attention. Pay attention. Red alert.
Is that...
I just want to point out, that didn't look violent to me at all. If you watch what the news is spinning, man, they're telling a whole nother lie.
your property? It is now. So you have the right to take gas cans off of a trucker's
Cops up
truck.
there
Is
act
that
like
correct?
the ones down here.
It is
They're
correct.
just power
According
hungry.
to what?
Hey guys, so I wish I had some good news here, but I do not. I've got some bad news from some sources inside the police infrastructure. I consider this to be very credible from some people that I trust. Unfortunately, rather than negotiate or speak to or deal with this very popular movement that's happening across the country, the government has opted instead to use brute force. Evidently, according to these guys, there's hundreds of RCMP members from the POU, Public Order Unit, the riot cops, are being assembled and bussed into the area. They're planning on mass arrests. Apparently they're working on this around the clock, 24/7, on how they're going to do this. They're hoping to, arrest a couple of people, and for every person that they arrest, 10 people will disperse and leave the area, hopefully. They're going to be killing cell phone service. You're not going to be able to call, you're not going to be able to live stream, you're not going to be able to do anything. It's going to be off. People that are arrested are going to be collected. They're going to be bussed down to Lansdowne for processing. And that's how they're going to plan to disperse this. They're going to, rather than talk to anybody, rather than deal with any of this, the most peaceful, unified national moment we're having right now, the state, it's coming directly from the top, is to use force to disrupt and disperse these protests before Friday. But that could mean tomorrow, it could be tonight, it could be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But they're working on it apparently around the clock, and hundreds of cops are on the way here to prepare for this. You can expect, I guess, a few hundred RCMP riot cops are going to be taking the lead on this, and then there's going to be, of course, support from the OPS, who are now apparently exempt from being vaccinated. Isn't that nice? Isn't that a nice?
This whole thing is about the vaccine. See, these governments is playing with the regular citizens. Sliding Biden, lying to the black community about, oh, your vote, blah, 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 and all that bullshit. I didn't vote for him or Trump because I knew what the hell both of them was about. I ain't forgot shit that Biden did. I mean, I know he was all with Obama and all that stuff, but that was Obama's presidency. He had Kamala, but she started out freaking 6 months behind. It took him 3 months to get her into the vice president living quarters, whatever that house is called. Like the White House, you got the vice president one too. It took them 3 months to get that damn thing ready. You think if she was something else, color-wise, that wouldn't have been done sooner? I ain't never heard of that. But yeah, this whole mandate thing is over the freaking vaccine. And then you got the whole, man, these governments don't care about us. They two-faced it. They two-faced it as hell. They give you lies, you believe it, you give them your vote, and whatever the hell else they begging for. We need to shut these things down, and we need to make them realize that we are the bosses of these. The citizen ain't doing enough. We ain't doing enough. We ain't doing enough to keep their asses in check. In all of them, all of the governments. All these governments is just running out of hand. Let me finish this. Got me.
Nice thing. I know, the way they bribe these guys, right? And then, of course, you've got the OPP here. You've got the Durham police I saw. I've got Toronto police. The entire government apparatus is coming down on top of these people. So for what it's worth, I'm telling you, I'm warning you, this is what, again, it's coming from people that I trust. They're coming and they're going to arrest everybody. And they're just going to come down there and they're going to lock you up, and that's going to be that. That's the plan. That's what they're planning to do. They don't want to talk to you. They're not interested in entertaining your problems or talking to you. It's not going to happen. They're planning to send in the jackboots to round everybody up and have them all arrested. And you've only got a couple of days, if that. So share that around. Get this out. Get this message out to the truckers. Get it out to their organizers, their leadership. I'm already in touch with some of these guys and trying to let them know and warn them. This is coming from, good guys inside the apparatus, that this is the plan, this is what they're working on, and this is what's coming, so buckle up.
Yo, like I said, it's heating up in Canada. And making all the worse is winter. It's getting hot in Canada. Jackboots? What the hell is that? I assume that's some kind of SWAT unit of some type. Jackboots. Usually a unit that has a nickname. Usually got big guns. Military grade. Yeah, hey. Pass this on. You see this? Hit somebody up. Just at somebody or whatever you gotta do. You ain't gotta make a whole recording, but let's get this word spreading. Because if they succeed up there with that police action up there, what they doing with breaking up, how they plan on breaking up the riots up in Canada, they're gonna start doing that down here in the United States. If they ain't already. They don't care. They doing what they want. This is about their money. It's about big pharma pockets. Everybody's got payoffs coming from somewhere. These politicians don't give a damn about us. They talk a good talk, but they don't really give a good damn about us. There's very few politicians that I believe that would actually do the right thing, and I'm talking about very few, 5. Only can count them on one hand. Yo, I'm running my mouth. I'm Querying OG. I'm OUT. This is a special report brought to you by me. I like how that flowed together. But yo, all seriousness, let's get this word out. Got me all confused and I'm all worked up. All right, deuces, y'all. On the flips.
Cheese